Hello, guys. Hello, and welcome back to another episode or another live watch along from QualityShot Boxing with me, Ali. Mo, introduce
I
yourself.
mean, yeah, hi everyone, Mo here from QualityShot, of course. Yeah, we're actually just running halfway into the first round of one of the fights, which we're going to be trying to cover, which is the fight between Salt Papi and Josh Bruckner. I think there's another two fights after that. Obviously, we've got one other undercard, and then we've got the main fight, I believe. Yeah, so 40 seconds left. I don't know, Ali, if you managed to see the first round of this Salt Papi.
Yeah, I am. I'm about maybe 10 seconds a bit behind you. I think my round is a bit thing. But I mean, just look at the difference between them. I mean, granted, this is like another Joshua Ray sort of situation. I mean, don't get me wrong, Salt Papi has a tremendous amount of weight over the past year and a bit, but it's like,
yeah,
they're trading with each other. They're fully going at it. I like Salt Papi. A bit of a character, a bit of an arrogance about him, but I guess he can back it up.
Yes, no, I fancy Salt Papi's for this simply because he just is such a character. But looking at the two in terms of their builds,
yeah.
I mean, Salt Papi is carrying so much more body fat, which is fine. I mean, as we have obviously commentated a lot of professional boxing fights, having some body fat is not the end of the world. You have some very good boxers who like to carry a certain amount of body fat, like the Tyson Furies, like the Ruizes in particular, being a very good example of that. But at the same time, I mean, Bruckner looks absolutely stacked, man. He looks really, really lean in this, and he looks more muscular as well. So I would fancy him to be honest, to win. If I had to pick someone to win, he also seems to have a height advantage and a reach advantage. So in a way, it almost looks like a mismatch. But so far in this first round, I don't know if you caught it. Salt Papi looks very comfortable in there, and he's taking shots, and he's like chatting back.
Yeah. I think, to be honest, based on all this YouTube influence and fights, I think the more muscle you are, the less it means. I watched the first fight that FaZe and Slim had, and the physical difference between them was ridiculous. Like, FaZe looked so incredibly muscular, and Slim was so skinny, but he absolutely mullered FaZe. So just because you're muscular, you've got a certain physical type, doesn't necessarily mean you can fight. Granted, he's looking like a professional boxer, yes, but I think Salt Papi will have it in him to take him out. I think he'll get tired.
Well, all right. Well, let's see what happens. It's a 4-round fight. Second round is underway right now, and we'll try and give our own unofficial score for the next 3 rounds.
But the first round, who would you give it to?
I would give it to Bruckner on the basis that he seemed to be more active.
Yes.
And he seemed to be landing more shots, and it looks like Salt Papi wasn't coming back with much.
I disagree. I think there were times where Salt Papi responded back, and I think it was closer than expected. But I would have to give it to what's his name? Bruckner.
Shit! Bro, your stream is delayed, but did you just see that?
No. I'm a few seconds away. Woo! What was that you said about Salt Papi? What was that you said about? I just said that.
Well, I mean, I just said it, but bloody hell, bro! He's freaking KO'd him like proper. He's out. End of the fight.
I told you, don't count him out. Don't count him out. Don't count him out. Just because you're muscly, just because you're big, does not mean it's going to happen.
That is nuts.
Was that Javier thing?
I need to see a slow-mo again. I think that was the uppercut. It was absolutely
it was a straight left, I think. It was a straight. Oh my god, his body is actually looking very muscular.
That is absolutely lethal. Oh, I need to see a slow-mo. Yeah, looks
I
can
told
be
you.
like. Oh, I mean, I did say looks can be deceiving, right? But it just
I told
the
you.
height,
I told
the
you.
height and the reach advantage, and he still couldn't. Like, I don't know, but I feel like Salt Puppy's just gotten much better training. It must be that he's
Oh
gotten a
yeah,
significant
his dad's a
like
boxing
bit of
coach.
training there, because you would imagine that if they were
Mhm.
equally matched in skill, the taller and the leaner and the better reach person, the person with better reach would prevail, right? But I mean, maybe
But
he
bro,
just wasn't looking out for that punch there. He just clearly wasn't looking out for that punch.
bro,
I was
bro, I disagree. I disagree. Just because you're necessarily bigger than someone doesn't mean that you're always expected to do better. Mike Tyson was shorter than me,
yeah, true.
and he knocked out people as full as
Oh, it
Anthony
was a left.
Joshua.
It was a stiff left hook. Sorry to talk over you. It was a stiff left hook. I just saw the slow mo. It was a straight. It was more like a straight punch, to be honest. So it was actually more like a stiff left jab. It doesn't even look like it's much of a hook, to be fair. I know you did. You hooked it around. Yeah, it's a hook.
I told you. I told you. I told you.
Wow.
Don't underestimate him. Don't underestimate just because you look different or
But
you're
like
you decided.
it just like he didn't get up from it. Like, you know, that's crazy, man. He didn't even get up from. I mean,
I think you
I
probably
mean, it
gave
is
up.
what it is, right? It is you know, it's impressive. It's impressive. Not gonna lie. I'm a bit surprised, man. Next time I see Soul Puppy, I'm not gonna disrespect him.
No,
I'm not
Salt
gonna doubt
Puppy.
him next time, man. That's crazy.
Salt Puppy is the only one who I could say, until all these YouTubers could box. I think that if he fights KSI, he will destroy
Nice.
KSI.
Are you serious? Really?
I
Yeah.
110% think he'll beat KSI.
To
I
be
think
fair,
the odds will be in KSI's favor, but I'll be very surprised if he loses. I think he'll be. Okay, no, sorry, let me rephrase that. If Salt Papi wins, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be more surprised if KSI wins. Salt Papi can fight. Don't get twisted. He can actually fight.
I've watched a lot of Salt Papi shorts and things like that. He comes across as a very charismatic fellow, but I had no idea about his boxing ability until now.
His dad was a
I hadn't
boxing
seen
coach.
his previous
His dad is a
fights.
boxing coach.
Oh, I didn't know that. You see, I mean, he's obviously very well trained, and he's got a very, you know, he's obviously been working incredibly hard because he has lost a lot of weight, as you said.
Agreed.
So well done, Salt Puppy. I mean, it just goes to show. It just goes. Listen, I know high body fat individuals can prevail and short people. We know about Mike Tyson and Ruiz, but still, it always surprises you. It always surprises sometimes. I know you're gonna say you disagree, but it surprises you sometimes. You know.
To be honest, I can understand the sentiment more so. Sorry, let me just switch my mic. I can understand the sentiment more so when it comes to amateur fighters like these. I mean, these YouTubers, they're not professionals. Let's be real. They're not YouTubers. They're white collar fighters at best. Very well paid white collar fighters at best. So.
Yeah, of course.
I can understand that sentiment there, but with professional boxing, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. No, I agree. But so that's the fun in watching these fights as well, because sometimes you really don't know which way it's going to go, because the track record of all of these fighters is that they haven't had a lot of fights anyway, so you don't really know how they're going to do in certain circumstances. They're all still kind of hashing things out. It's almost like amateurs. Do you know what I mean? As in, like, you don't have a significantly long fighting record, so you don't really know what the real likelihood is necessarily of who's going to prevail. So it makes it more exciting.
I want to know what Salt Puppy has to say.
Yeah.
You know that I have clips of the Jake Paul brothers. The Paul brothers. When KSI first fought Logan Paul, there was I saw clips of them training at the gym with top level amateur fighters at that time who now turned pro. They got absolutely mullered. Destroyed. They were made to
the Paul brothers or someone else?
No. The Paul brothers were made to look like.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fighters. I've got the clip somewhere. I'm not gonna think, but I've seen it. It's somewhere like on like on Instagram. So I've got someone on
Yeah.
Instagram, but I've seen him absolutely murdered. So for these social media stars to jump on and say the pressure, it's a disrespect to the sport. It's not, like, there are levels above it. Don't get me wrong, the whole debate surrounding YouTubers and YouTube boxing stars, it's good in the sense that it brings a different audience, a greater audience to the sport. Yes, it definitely brings greater numbers worldwide to the sport, without a shadow of a doubt. But nevertheless, it's the fact that when they get a bit too big for the boots and they start assuming they are the greatest or they are professional, bro, it's like, allow it, man. Like, humble yourself. Humble yourself. That's the thing. That I think these YouTube boxing stars should just keep at that. Just keep at YouTube. Don't challenge professional fighters. Don't try to challenge other professional athletes who aren't fighters. Does that make sense?
To some extent. One exception is, to be honest, Jake has progressively been showing more skill in each of his fights.
Okay,
right?
but
So,
look who he's fighting. I could show progressively more skills if I fight a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 12-year-old.
yes, but then you throw in a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old and a 25-year-old, and I mean, it's not the best analogy with ages, but I get your point. you
You get my point.
Because if you keep going up to, you fight a 70-year-old and an 80-year-old, it's not going to work. But if you keep testing him with better fighters, then you can really see how good he is, right? I mean, I think that's probably. However, in terms of what's more entertaining, it's more entertaining that he fights similar celebrities than he tries to enter the professional boxing world, because people don't necessarily want to see him as a professional boxer per se. They want to see him fight celebrities.
Oh, they would.
You know, he's
I
in
think they would want to
the
see him fight
celebrity
professional
boxing
fighters
fight
now.
game. Yeah.
He is, but I think he's reached the level now whereby he can fight actual fighters who are popular. So, for example, like Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury, with all due respect to him, and yes, he comes from a fighting family, I think he's got the hype, he's got the attention behind him.
Mhm.
So I think that's definitely someone who you could like. I want Jake Paul to fight professional fight, and I'll be honest from now. I don't like Jake Paul. I don't like his character. I don't like his demeanor. But I do want to see. I do want him to fight a proper professional fighter, and cut out all that crap, all that nonsense, all that silliness about contracts this, contracts that. Fight an actual professional fighter. Fight Usyk. Fight Canelo. Because he's running his mouth saying, "Yeah, okay, I'll fight Canelo. I want to fight Canelo." Okay, cool. Fight Canelo. You will never be the A side with that. And I'd want him to get
of
humbled.
course, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, before he gets there, he needs to start fighting the D side, you know, and before he starts fighting the A side. Him being put in the ring with Canelo, he would genuinely get flattened in about a minute. So
I hope so. I rightly also. I do think
he's not that good. Let's be fair, yeah, right? He's obviously not that good. Like, he's not in the running for a world title. He's not in the running for a regional, like, you know, for like any title. To be honest, at this stage, he and even if he beat Tommy Fury is not really the best. As you said, he's not really the best. Best boxer either. And yes, obviously he's got the Fury name, but he's not like Huey, or he's not like Tyson, is he? So but you know, just test them with more difficult opponents, right? Test them with more difficult opponents. Let's see how far he actually gets, because so far he's beaten everyone that he has been put in front of him. So same goes with KSI. To be honest, KSI has beaten everyone that has been put forward in front of him, and his aim is, if he beats you know, if he beats Temperrr, then he wants to go ahead and eventually fight Jake, right? Which is a perfect fight for both of them, because they're both at a similar level. I would say that, you know, they're at that kind of peak of YouTuber celebrities boxing level, right? So that fight, I don't know how soon that will happen. I feel like they'll throw a bunch of other fights in between before they get to that one, because that is the big money fight. Let's be honest. You know,
for the YouTuber, yes. But earlier to your comment about he needs to fight other fighters, I think he needs to fight. I think the level that Jake Paul is at, he needs to fight like professional journeyman. So if he went to a York Hall show and he fought journeyman, like the same way that like people who just start out in professional boxing do, I think he's suited for that. I think he's suited for that. As for everything else, and I think, to be honest, that when people say, "Oh, he beat fighters," I think it's absolute nonsense. I'm really sorry. That really, for want of a better phrase, and to keep it family appropriate, it's absolute nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. I genuinely believe all the people that he has fought previously, the Ben Askren and Nate Robinson or whoever else, I think, I don't. If he didn't put a clause in the contract, I think he probably told them come in as a journeyman. Because let's be honest, in boxing, if a journeyman wanted to turn up, he will turn up. Journeyman take it easy for the first 2-3 rounds. The last round, then they turn up, and that's when you see the fighter, the home crowd, the home fighter struggle. So I think if Ben Askren was a UFC champion, that's a combat sport. Of course he would win. Tyron Woodley, if he wanted to, Tyron Woodley would wipe the floor with him. I think Tyron Woodley sold the fight. That's why I've lost all respect for them. Everything else that they've achieved,
wait. You think Tyron Woodley, as in, fixed it, or do you think he just didn't try? What do you mean that he threw? Did you say he threw the fight?
He threw the fight in that. I genuinely think he probably. I honestly think he gave up the fight, as in he threw it. I think he agreed beforehand. Like at the same time, there hasn't been an investigation done onto Jake Paul. I think if anything, he probably went in as a journeyman. He probably got told beforehand, go in as a journeyman, or he probably got, in the contract. In contracts you have like the standard thing that they say, as for the compensation or the monetary thing to be paid out, please see Schedule B. I think on one of these schedules it says if you were to knock out Jake Paul, you would get. So in a way, yeah, they would say, okay, you'll get, for example, 50% off the purse. Whereas if they say if you lose by points or if you win by points, you would get 60%. If you're to lose against Jake Paul, if they say if Jake Paul was to lose, if Jake Paul was to win by knockout, you would get more. Does that make sense? So it's not expressly saying throw the fight. It's more so they're presenting in a way saying, here it is. It's up to you. Do you want to make less or do you want to make more? And I think the money offered to him and all these fighters has been significantly more than they've ever received in the UFC. That's why I think they threw the fight. They sold themselves up for what? For extra money. It's stupid. Absolutely ridiculous.
I think that he tried to win and he just got slept in the process. I think I have to take the view that everyone Jake Paul has fought has tried to at least fight, because there's too many eyes on this fight for people to just throw away fights, in my opinion. Contract or no contract. Like I think he has fought people who, yes, fine, they don't have boxing experience per se because they're UFC fighters, so it's more of a kind of a general fighting background. And Askren, for example, is a wrestler, right? He's not really a boxer. He's not focused on boxing. But they're still fighters. They still know how to throw a punch, right? They still have defense against. They still learn how to defend against punches because they're UFC fighters.
That's my point. Ben Askren was I think if I'm not mistaken, a world UFC champion for like one fight. My point is, I look at the way Ben Askren lost. You don't lose like that in the first round within like a minute or 2 minutes, a minute and a half, 2 minutes. You do not lose like that unless you are intentionally throwing it away. If it's not match fixing, I think he gave it up knowing that he would get paid more. Why do you think he came out the fight? He was walking down he was walking down smiling with his wife. If you genuinely lost and you know that you lost, why would you? Yeah, you'd be more upset. He was fine. He secured the bag, bro. He said, "Yeah, I secured the P. Let me head right off into the sunset." That's what I genuinely think. I genuinely believe. I don't know if that's going to sound like a conspiracy, a weird mental health conspiracy, but
it's a view that a lot of people do take. I've looked at comments in YouTube videos and what people have said on social media, and there is definitely a camp that has been saying some of the opponents that Jake Paul have fought, it's questionable whether they were taking the fight seriously or whether they maybe took a loss on not necessarily on purpose, but they kind of allowed themselves to get caught. So I think the only way to reconcile this is that Jake Paul needs to fight more people who are actually keen on trying to win against him, and KSI would be a perfect example of someone who'd be able to, who obviously wouldn't throw away the fight, but he wants to win. Do you know what I mean? But he needs to also fight, as you said, journeyman or more amateur, like actual people who have a much more intimate experience in the boxing scene, who are actually keen to win, rather than like people who, as you say, are willing to throw away the fight for extra P's, right? So, Louis Theroux in the crowd.
Yeah. Money
Side
don't
point.
jiggle,
Quite a
jiggle.
few. Sorry, say that again. Oh yeah, my money don't jiggle.
Jiggle.
Yes, there's quite a few celebrities, as we would expect, in the crowd. So yeah, I think I had seen Holly Willoughby as well in the crowd when I was watching
Holly Willoughby.
when I was watching the Salt Puppy fight. I think I saw her in the back.
You know who's missing? You know who's missing?
No.
Colin, you know what I'm about to say, don't you? You know, think, man.
You
Come
do
on.
it. You do it, man.
The guy who was at the show, the Nielsen boxing show. Can you imagine him there? Bro, when I tell you that guy, I was sitting next to Matt. We were watching the fight. The ring girls were literally like a couple of seats away from us. We were just watching the fight. Next thing you know, we just hear for minutes non-stop, point, push, point, and the smell of alcohol absolutely reeked and emanated off that man. You see, side note, you see when you turn on a toaster, if you look at the top, you can see the little, I don't know what you call it, the gas, I don't know what you call it, the things moving. Not things, but like it's like the air kind of moving.
Yeah.
I know what you call it. Imagine that, except that the toaster was that man, and that thing moving was all that smell of alcohol. And God knows how much spit came out of his mouth. Push! Point! He was all over me. He was literally all over me. His hand, like, going on my chest, my arms. He was doing it so much. The ring girls started to get scared. Me and Matt were just laughing. And they had to call the security guard to tell him, like, just go further down or don't make as much noise. And his friends were all with him. And they were telling me, oh, my friend, you drink too much. Because I think they were Eastern European. I think he said he was Romanian. So he told me they were drinking too much. And he caught me afterwards.
Oh, did he?
He was hugging me so much, telling me, point!
Well, I'm sure he had a good night.
Yeah.
He's sorely missed.
It was fun. It was fun. It was definitely.
Yeah. Do we have content on that time, on that day, right? On the channel?
I think so. I think a video too have been uploaded.
That people can look at eventually later down the line.
It should soon. I've been meaning to do a few other interviews and attend a few Nielsen boxing shows, hopefully in the new year, preferably within London. I just need to sort out some other stuff, some minor stuff. So once I've been able to sort that out, which is why I've been away from the boxing channel for a few weeks now. I've just been sorting out some personal stuff. So once alhamdulillah, things are improving, so I'm able to be in more of a position this year to interview people. I spoke to, when I was at the Nielsen show, I saw one coach that I know off Facebook, and he trains at a top gym. He trains like famous and top level fighters, amateurs and professionals. And a few celebrities go to the gym, to be fair, for the odd occasional workout. So I spoke to him and I told him, would love to have you down for an interview. He said, yeah, by all means. So I need to just find a day and time and just arrange with him as to when I could go down and have a word with him and the fighters.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good then. So more content coming through in due course.
Definitely.
So for those of you who might be tuning in, we have just one undercard left, I believe, before the main fight, and that's the Slim versus Tom Zanetti fight, and then I think we got the main fight, which is KSI versus FaZe Temperrr. So my understanding is that for the main fight, KSI was meant to fight. He was actually meant to fight Dylan Dennis, wasn't he?
Yep. Oh my god, I hate
Dylan
Dennis.
Dennis pulled out.
Do you know why he pulled out? Because he's a muppet. He's a joke. He's an embarrassment to boxing.
I
And
don't
no
think
boxing combat
a reason. Yeah.
Do you know? No, I think that he pulled out for 3 concerns. He didn't have a coach. He wasn't training properly, and about his weight. He wasn't fit. He's a joke. He's an embarrassment. He needs to get slapped up by an actual fight in the ring.
I think KSI called him the scum of the earth in one of the interviews that you had. He said he was really, really upset that he was meant to fight Dylan Dennis. I think he said something like, "Oh, you know, he riled me up. He threw coffee on me, and yet he."
KSI said that about
fight. Dylan Dennis. I think Dylan Dennis threw coffee on him or something. I think in the lead up to the potentially the fight, there was a lot of bad blood. And so FaZe Temperrr obviously comes into this fight, taking over from Dylan Dennis's position, I think. And it looks like both of these two have a decent amount of respect for each other. I don't think there's bad blood between the two from looking at some of the fight, some of the press conferences and the interviews that they've had. FaZe Temperrr seems quite grateful that he's got this opportunity to fight KSI, and there's a bit of, you know, smack talk here and there for the actual weigh-in, but it doesn't look like it's really like vitriolic where there's like actual hatred between these two. It looks like it's more to, I would say, probably
more for fun.
Yeah, and for fun as well. KSI is quite fixed on basically cementing his legacy in this particular field of boxing so that he can go on to fight Jake Paul, as we were talking about earlier. Let's look at FaZe Temperrr's record here. So he hasn't had a significant amount of fights, obviously, but I think the main fight to think about, especially given that the next undercard involves Slim, is his fight against Slim, right? Because I think Temperrr did fight Slim, lost.
He lost, he got knocked out.
Yeah, and again, Slim is one of those fighters who, once again, we've been talking about body composition, recomposition, all this kind of stuff. Slim is, as it goes in the name, looks pretty slim when he comes into fights, but boy, does he pack a punch. Does he pack a punch? You know, so it'll be interesting to see how he does against his next opponent, who, once again, is coming in looking pretty shredded and at a heavier weight to him. So we'll see how he does against.
I don't like Slim, man. I really don't like Slim.
Why?
I don't like. I think his arrogance is off the charts. I think he spent too much time with Adam Saleh, to be honest. I think and Pussy Tube as well.
That group of YouTubers, they go way back, you know. Like I remember sometimes looking at some of their content.
They're like, you wanted to be a YouTuber,
like 18 or something like. I am a YouTuber. We're on.
No, I'm saying back then when they first when they first burst onto the scene. You know what? That's it. Let's have a fight.
We're Fazan's sidemen. That's what we are.
Talking about that, when are you going to fight Faizan in a charity boxing fight? I heard rumors that you said that you could take him out in round 1.
Take him out in round 1.
If you want to have a little fun, you will take him out in round 1.
We have
to. If you want to go a little more, you go in round 4.
If
he talks jive, we'll drop him in 5.
That's very good. We have to body. I know you got it from Ali. I'm aware of these wonderful Ali quotes that other people don't really use, other than AJ probably. AJ was quite good at using not Ali.
Man, it was so nice. I just had to do it twice.
Yeah, it's quite funny. So yeah, I mean, obviously body recomposition needs to be done there because we're in completely different weight categories. So it's not unlikely to happen.
Faizan, are you watching this? He's saying you're too heavy.
This. Obviously, we're in different weight categories. Completely different weight categories.
You're gonna take that. You're gonna take that, Faizan.
How much?
Are you gonna take that?
How much am I in? I'm 157. I'm at 157. I'm middleweight, man. I'm a middleweight fighter, bro. It's no point. I see Faizan in the private chat. Oh, he wants to fight you.
I'll take you. I'll take Faizan. I'll do what KSI did twice over. I'll fight 2 of you on the same night, twice over. I'll fight you with the left. I'll fight him with the right, and him with my left, and you with the right.
Well, we'll see. If we get 100,000 subscribers,
come. Why not?
100K subscribers, we'll do it.
Come on,
We'll do it.
why not? Guys,
100K
listen.
subscribers, we'll do it.
If you guys are watching this, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, get involved. Let us know what you guys think. It'll be interesting to see. Sorry, I beg your pardon. I know that this is an unconventional, unorthodox sort of show, but please let us know what you think. Just talk to us about boxing as a whole. This is a YouTuber Misfits fight, so just talk boxing. If anyone wants to comment anything about boxing, upcoming fights, past fights, now's the time to talk. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below.
Yeah. Please do. So Zanetti, looks like Zanetti's starting to make his way into the ring.
Zanetti.
So we're.
Okay,
Slim, right?
Bro, for a second, I thought you were on about a different Zanetti.
Which Zanetti is this, brother?
Yes.
This man looks focused. He looks very focused. He's definitely got high energy.
Argentina,
got?
Xavier Zanetti. Who have I got between this?
Yeah, between these two.
I got the guy who wins the fight. That's who I've got. I've got a YouTuber.
No, but yeah, who have you got? Who have you got? You don't like Slim, but do you think?
I don't even. I'll be honest, bro. I don't even watch this guy. I don't know who. First time I've heard of this guy.
Who?
What? Zanetti. What? No, actually, I've heard of Javier Zanetti. Just not this guy. I don't follow these YouTube. I don't watch these YouTuber fights, bro. Like, it's just it's funny to watch if I don't like them, just because I want to see them get humbled.
You didn't do your due diligence for this one.
I watched one of Slim's fights. I watched Slim's.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you. You don't know who he is. Have a guess. What does he do? Like, what's he famous for? Have a guess.
No idea. I have no idea, and frankly, I do not care what he does, bro. He could be an escaped prison convict for all I care. I don't care. I don't pay attention to him.
Okay, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what he does. Yeah, he is
not Slim.
No, Zanetti.
Okay, tell me.
He is a British DJ, music producer, rapper, and singer.
Oh yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you heard of him.
I'm joking.
Yeah, that's what his background is. You wouldn't know it, but it's So is it over? Asks Edenir. Thanks for your comment. No, we're actually on the last undercard fight, which is Slim versus Tom Zanetti, and then we've got the main fight, which is KSI v Temperrr. So
who's that playing in the background? Westlife, was it? Who does? Was that Backstreet Boys? I want it. Who sings
I'm
that?
not playing. I'm not playing anything.
No,
you're listening to that?
No, that's something that you listen to. Don't like that.
Backstreet Boys. I don't listen to Backstreet Boys, mate. I don't listen to Backstreet Boys. But I mean, I respect that music genre. Slim is absolutely. He's beyond hyped as he walks into the ring. It's a bit odd. He's kind of firing fake arrow shots. That's nice.
Did you just see the presenter, by the way? Did you see the presenter wearing the red? I was about to say red topi for some reason. The red suit. Does he not look like a tall version of Kieran Trippier?
I did not see him. If they
You'll
show
see
him
him.
again,
He's wearing a full red suit.
Full red suit.
I got the Yemeni flag.
Is Slim? He's Yemeni, yeah.
Okay, I half like him now.
You didn't know he was Yemeni.
No, I knew he was Yemeni.
You knew he was Yemeni. Well, he's representing your peoples, man. You should.
No, bro, he's not, bro.
You should be backing him. Instead, you're wearing.
No, I'm not having it. I'm not having
Argentina t-shirt.
I'm wearing the Argentina top because it's got the second greatest footballer in history at the back. Hasn't got his name, but I think you know who it is. This is the 1986 Argentina winning World Cup shirt.
Wow, impressive.
Maradona,
the greatest,
second greatest footballer in history.
After
FaZe No, I'm joking. After Cristiano Ronaldo, then it's Maradona, then it's Messi. Yes, I don't care what anyone
Love
says.
it. Love
If
it.
you say
Love
the
it.
otherwise, then I'm sorry, you need help.
Love it. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's clear Messi won the GOAT status.
No, he has
debate.
not. No, he has not.
He
No,
won
he
the
has
World
not.
Cup.
He
Anyway,
he's won the World Cup.
Boxing.
So-
Boxing is the topic of this evening. I don't know why Slim
Keep
keeps
on
doing
saying,
fake arrow
keep
shots.
on saying, Messi is the greatest of all time, and this will definitely turn into a boxing show. Faisal, listen, can you set us up a charity fight between me and Mo? Because I'm not having it. I'm Team Ronaldo.
What are you? You know what? We're probably in the same weight category. To be fair,
Me and you.
we're probably in the same weight category. Well, what? How
No,
much? Are you,
we're
how
not.
much are you at? How much are you at?
How many pounds do you weigh? 155.
I told you how many pounds I weighed. I'm
Habibi,
middleweight, man.
I weigh about 220 pounds. I'm 100 kilos. Same weight category, right? Who didn't do the due diligence now then?
Bro,
Who didn't
what?
do the due
You just fight for Zan, bro. You fight for Zan, man. I'm gonna watch.
Listen.
Slim fight.
Bajan, Habibi, listen. After I deal with Faizan, no. I'm sorry, Faizan. I'm not having it. No. Why? I told you. The scales in your house are fake. I told you it's a very sensitive topic for me. That scales was fake. I'm not having it.
Oh yes,
his
yes.
scales
No,
are
no,
ridiculous.
let's discuss this.
No, we are not. No, we are not. No, we are not. No, we're not. You know what? No, you know what? No. You know what? No. I may consider getting liposuction and whatever excess weight I have, you could have it just so we could have a fair three-way
I don't
category.
need your.
A catch
I
weight.
don't need your body fat.
Oh, you believe me? You...
I'm good, brother. I'm staying lean, like slim. I'm gonna be like
You know-
Slim in that fight.
You know that would be an interesting thing. It'll be an interesting fight. You know, Faizan, who do you think would win, Slim or Mo in a fight? If they don't have a boxing fight.
He's got more experience. I don't have any boxing experience at this stage, so I'd give
Bro,
it to
I'll be
Slim.
honest. All you need is 1 year of serious training, and you'll be fine. Just take us about
one training session with Salt Papi, and I'm good, bro. I'm good.
No, take a sabbatical. Tell work that this is a business opportunity. It will generate work for them. Take time off.
Slim, they're about to fight everyone, so we're gonna watch this Slim Zanetti fight. We're gonna try and do some round scoring if it does actually go the distance. Probably a 4-rounder, but let's see. Yeah, 4-round. Let's go.
I think Sim's gonna win this one though.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, Zanetti looks a bit too like agitated, not agitated, but like too scared or worried.
Yeah, he hasn't thrown anything yet. Slim is kind of working the jab. Both of the fighters getting into the clinch and managing to get themselves out. Slim with a kind of a wild overhand right. Slim is dancing around, and looks like Zanetti's just talking to him. That is a really poor left hook by Zanetti. Just swings, and also Zanetti's talking way too much, man. I have to be honest.
He looks. Oh,
he looks.
This
pumped.
is what angers me.
He looks pumped, but like you have to back it up. Oh, actually, Slim.
He's not. He's swinging like he's fucking dropped his pint of beer down at the pub.
Language.
Apologies.
Who's swinging like that? Sorry, Slim or Zanetti?
Zanetti. And Slim's even worse. Slim is even worse.
To be
Slim
fair,
is even worse.
It's a messy fight right now. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
wild swinging hooks being thrown. I think probably Slim has connected more, but it's all been pretty wild in this first round. Not very professional.
I agree. By the way, what time are you on? Because I'm on 1:37 as of now.
I'm on 1:21, so we're actually like.
About 20.
Do you want me to pause, so we can?
I'll tell you what. Let's finish this round.
Yeah.
If it carries on, then we'll pause it.
Fair. Okay. Well, looks like Zanetti was on the ropes there, and Slim managed to connect with a few punches. I got less than a minute left.
Slim. Oh, this fight's going to be slow. Oh, Zanetti's going to get tired. Zanetti's going to get tired very quick. Zanetti is going to get tired very quick.
Yeah, he might gas
This-
himself.
this-
It's
this-
only a 4-round fight, but
This is how you know the thing is so horrible. When he punches, instead of bringing it back, he punches and he swings it back.
Mm.
This is a joke.
Oh, nice right hand by Slim. He is connecting. He's had the better of the two in the exchanges. Man, looks like Zanetti's already breathing through his mouth. In this first round, which is not ideal. It's almost like, you know, as soon as the bell goes, all the techniques go out of the out of the window. Like all the all the ways of fighting, like in a technical manner, just get thrown out. So that's the end of the first round on my side of the stream. I'm giving that to Slim, so that's a 10-9 to Slim.
I'll tell you, mine just finished now.
Fair.
Yeah,
what do you want to do? You want to restart yours, or
No, I'll tell you what.
should I
As
pause,
soon as the second round starts for me, I'll tell you when. So just rewind it to then.
Fair. So Joe the anime kid saying, how can I watch the fight? Hi Joe. So basically it's on DAZN. So you'd have to go on DAZN.com, make an account, and I think it's around, what is it, £11, £12, was it? It's a pay-per-view fight. And then same answer to you, Alistair. If you don't want to pay for it, I'm sure there's other things, other streams that you can find, but which we don't endorse, but and it's not a legal way of of doing it. Otherwise, you can listen to us talk about the fight, and we can't show the fight due to obvious copyright issues. So the second round is underway.
Yeah, mine just started now. 2:57.
Okay, fair, that's better. Nice. Okay,
I'll tell you what.
240.
Move yours to 2:45.
Fine. Okay, let me.
And I'll tell you when. Now.
Okay, I'm now at 2:30. 2:29.
I'm on 2:36. Hold on.
Let me let me pause it one more time.
Hold on.
Bang. Okay, I think this is going to be as close as we can get.
What you want now?
So 2:16.
Yeah, I'm on 2:20 now.
Fair. That's close. That's close
seconds,
enough.
Yeah. They're missing so bad. They are missing so bad. See, look at Zanetti's build. I promise the guy looks like he's juiced up. The way his body looks like that is, I think he's okay. If he's not juiced up, he fights like he's juiced up.
Do they not take drug testing? Surely they're taking drug testing for this.
This is an exhibition bout. I don't think it's a profession. I don't think it's professionally. It's run professionally. I don't think
good,
so.
Is it? Because someone can get really hurt in this fight. Because let's be honest, like, you know,
it's not as regulated as professional fights.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's understandable. But hopefully they have some level of drug testing, because you can't get someone who's juiced up who causes damage to someone else, and then, you know, it wasn't. He almost, and also, like, to be fair, Zanetti's absolutely pumped up, which again almost is like a juicy type of like juiced attitude, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you take too much, but maybe he's just pumped up for this fight. I have no idea. Anyways, around a minute left. Both fighters have been obviously trying to trade. I do think Zanetti's going to get gassed out. He looks like he's going to get gassed out. He's breathing through his mouth.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, and I'm not saying Zanetti's like this, but this is where the legal issues of and the problems, the regulations, the difference in regulations rather between professional and below happens. With professional bouts and professional contests, there's always strict health regulations, VADA or anti whatever. Drug testing is always on point. With ones that are not as regulated, there's more room for cheating and opportunities for, you know, misconduct. And what I mean by that is, I'll give you an example. I went to watch a friend fight on a white collar show, boxing show. And the guy he was fighting, and a few other fighters, to be honest.
Oh, sorry, nice
problem.
right hook and left hook by Slim there, just at the end of this round.
Oh, Zanetti's done. That's the end of that round. Go ahead, Ali. Sorry for that. Yeah. a lot of these fighters, a lot of the fighter he was fighting was actually coked up. Turns out he was
Really?
coked up. Yeah.
Wow.
But obviously, it was one of those things whereby it wasn't widely known. Otherwise, obviously, the promoter couldn't had it, you know, would have done something. But it turns out, obviously, someone within my friend's camp saw him sniffing like cocaine beforehand.
Was
So that's why.
it was definitely cocaine, not smelling salts. It was genuinely cocaine.
No. It was cocaine.
Wow. Damn.
So and we see it all. We see it like that all the time. We see it like that all the time when less regulated. I mean, it's people's opportunity to cheat. If there's no rules, people would do it. That's why you need to have strict regulations, especially when it comes to any sports. But I would say more specifically within combat sports, there needs to be tremendous regulation when it comes to the whole like performance enhancing drugs or other recreational drugs. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
You've got to harm. You could potentially kill both people.
Yeah,
both
yeah, I totally agree with you. Third round is on the way now, and you know, despite the assumptions that maybe Zanetti has been choosing, it's certainly not been helping him in this fight. I think he didn't win that second round, so I think it's Slim up by two rounds.
He fights
so far.
like he fight. Look at his traps. Look at his shoulders. There's no way he's naturally like that.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's an interesting claim. It's an interesting claim. But it's not helping him regardless. So you know, that's the misconception with boxing and fighting. How you look, how you perform, sometimes very different. Obviously, Salt Puppy fight being a great example.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, both fighters just again in the center of the ring now. Nothing really happening. Again, Zanetti just kind of trying to talk to Slim. He's coming.
I think my phone is bugging out for some reason. My stream is dying. So Mo, just carry on whilst I fix my stream.
Yeah, sure. So wild left hook thrown by Zanetti doesn't connect there. Slim doing a very good job of using his head movement to stay out of range.
Now even I know that's capping. There's no way Slim has good head movement.
No, he's showing decent head movement. He's done a good job of dipping out of the way while Zanetti's been trying to throw those hooks. And you can clearly tell Zanetti's tired. He's getting very tired. He just ate a straight left by Slim there. Nice.
That's why
nice
the more
punch.
tired you are, the more your head movement would look better.
Oh, I'm getting a random unexpected issue on my DAZN stream, but it is still running, so that's good. Slim looks really calm in there, and just throws a short right hook. Around 45 seconds left. Ooh, nice left. Well, not a nice left hook by Zanetti, but he did throw a left hook and it did connect. So here's a scoring punch at least.
This is what Slim's gonna do.
Right hook by Zanetti. Oh, another right hook by Zanetti. Oh my! Ooh, Slim looks in a bit of danger here in the last 30 seconds, actually.
Oh!
You just saw that on yours.
Three in succession.
Yeah. He had a nice little bout there. 20 seconds left
hairline.
of this third round.
His hairline is finished. His hairline is finished. And trust me, I've got a receding hairline. But bro, look, my head's starting to look like the M shape.
So that's the end of the third round. There's a slight echo on. A slight echo on your side. I think I can hear myself a tiny bit, but I don't know if that's because of mine or whether it's the output on yours. So I just want to let you know. Oh, I can't hear you anymore. You gone silent, Ali.
How about now?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, we're good. All right, so that's the end of the third round. Who do you have that? Who did you have for that third round?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say Zanetti.
I'm Zanetti. Yeah, literally same time I said Zanetti. If I had to pick Zanetti.
On the basis of that last exchange in the last 30 seconds, I'd give that to Zanetti, right? And this makes for an interesting fight here because let's see what this final round has to show. Because if Zanetti wins that final round, you could potentially have a draw in this fight. It's only a 4-round fight. 4th round is underway.
I really wanted FaZe to come. he makes me laugh when he fights. He looks so serious, like his face is so. He's got such a like a killer face, or so-called killer face, but the way he gets boxed up is just funny. And a lot of these YouTubers have a lot of yes men around them. Not everyone, but a lot of them, like Slim, like FaZe, Jake Paul. They have a lot of yes men around them that encourage that behavior. And if you come across the wrong person in boxing, you are going to get hurt.
Yeah.
The commentator just say technique's gone out the window. There was no technique in the first place.
Yeah, I agree. There was limited technique being displayed in this fight. I think if I had to pick who's been the most technically able, it's probably Slim. He has maintained a decent guard. I think he's probably timed his punches a little more. Zanetti's done a lot of swinging, to be honest, and he looks like he's getting gassed out. There's only 1 minute 40 left, so I think Slim just needs to hang in there really for the rest of this fight, and I think he comfortably takes this round and probably wins on a 3-1 round victory with the judges. So let's see if you can do that.
I'm on 138 now.
I'm 120.
35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30.
Yeah, 110, 19, 18.
7, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 1. I think you're 16 seconds ahead of me.
Okay.
Rewind 16 seconds and I'll tell you when. So scroll over and hold it on the 1 minute from. Just hold it and I'll tell you when to let go.
Yeah.
Now. Let go of it now.
Okay. Fair.
56 now. Oh, go on. Oh, they're going at it. I think Sim's going to get knocked out by the looks of it. They're both tight. Zanetti's starting to fight back. Oh, his legs just went.
Yeah. No, has he?
I thought for a second Slim was going to get knocked out.
There's half a minute left. Oh, both fighters just kind of looking tired and just not even trading now. It's. I mean,
I'll give it Zanetti. I'll give this fight Zanetti.
They put everything on the line for this fight, but I mean,
they
look both absolutely gassed out at this point.
I'm giving this one. I have to give this one to Zanetti.
I'm inclined to do the same. In which case, this is likely to be a draw.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's the end of that fight. Well, I mean, it looks according to us that that's a draw. Let's see if the judges agree. I think it'll be a robbery if Zanetti actually wins this overall. I think Slim performed quite well in the first and second rounds quite comfortably. I think it's highly.
But the last two rounds were comfortably Zanetti's rounds, you could argue.
True, but you can't. I mean, I don't see that being a 10-8, 9. You know, so we're going to turn our sound up a tiny bit, see what the extra scorecards were, and then we will read them out when they're available. And then we got the main fight, which is the KSI fight.
Hopefully soon, Mo versus FaZe.
No, we're not doing that. We're doing FaZe versus Ali, mate. We're doing mate.
But I'm saying
you guys need to catch up with me.
No. I'm saying
it's not gonna happen.
No, I'm saying we'll do
stick to heavyweight fights.
We'll do me versus FaZe fight. But I'm saying after I beat him in the first round, after I basically jab him and make him tired, just dance rings around him, run rings around him, dance around him. He's gonna get tired. Then you'll have to fight him for a chance to either you challenge me or FaZe avenges his loss.
Yeah, we need to get to 100,000 subscribers before any of this happens.
And in order for that to do so, we need.
If we get to 100k subscribers, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
For sure.
For 100k subscribers first.
But in order for us to do so, everyone who's watching, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this link, tell everyone about QualityShot Boxing and how I'm the best boxer between the QualityShot Boxing lot, and Mo is second and Faizan is third. And just spin it around. I'm joking, but I'm good at boxing. I'm good at boxing. I'm horrific. I'm actually bad.
Really interesting. Well, we should maybe do a in-person boxing video.
That would be good
for the people. So they can
Why not? Why not? Why not?
admit, you know, we chat so much, but can we put it into practice? You know, talk the talk, but can you really walk the walk? You know,
Of course. But hold on 1 second.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Oh,
What's the scores?
I just broke my hand. I'm unable to fight now. I'm out for 2 years. I broke my leg. I can't walk.
All right, scorecards coming. Right. I mean, out of 10, by the way, rate that fight. Yeah. Are you there?
I'm here. I'm here, but
okay,
I think that
wait. 39, 37, 39, 38. What the heck? Unanimous decision winner. Slim. You know, 39, 37. I don't understand that. Honestly, I don't understand that. 39, 37. I don't understand that.
What were the first two?
Sorry. 39, 38. Okay, fine. I can understand that. Maybe it's close. It was closer than that. I mean, I could see a draw. Honestly, I could see a draw there between those two. I mean, he nicked the first 2 rounds, and then Zanetti won the last 2 rounds. Quite a simple process. And also, I'm sorry, but how did Zanetti not win the last, any of the last, the last 2 rounds?
2 rounds.
You're telling me Slim won either round 3 or round 4? Really? After those exchanges, after what we saw, seriously? Does that make any sense? But anyway, I mean, I'm not.
To answer your question,
it's not a robbery. It's not a robbery. I mean, I think he could have edged it, you know. So 39, 38, sensible, in my opinion.
To answer your question, well, what would I rate this fight out of 10? A 1 at best. A 1 at best. I'm not having it. It's a joke.
It was. Let's be honest. It was a bit of a slugfest. It's what people want to see. Maybe they want to see them both going at it. It would be more boring if they, in a way, it might have been more boring if they didn't swing at each other. Do you know what I mean? If they hardly threw any punches, that would have maybe been a less boring fight to watch. Because when people watch this, they want to see. What do they want to see, Ali? They want to see fight. That's what they want to see. They want to see a fight, right? So that's what they got. That's what they got. They got a fight. So, you know, Slim, I think, yeah, I mean, he goes on to fight another day. I mean, yeah, throw someone else in there, and we can watch that. I think
you should fight Jake Paul. Be funny to see.
I think Slim is not on the level of Jake Paul or KSI. Having looked at Slim now, I don't think he's on that level. He seems to have a decent defensive. Like, he's got decent defense, in my opinion, to some extent. He's got decent head movement. I'm talking in the context of YouTube boxers. In the context of YouTube boxers, he was pretty decent at for pockets of the fight, using his head movement, using the distance, and blocking punches every now and then, right? Which is decent. But he's not at the same level of KSI and Logan, who I think carry more power than and accuracy compared to some of the fighters that Slim has been in the ring with. Bearing in mind, though, right, Slim did beat FaZe Temperrr, right? So you'd assume KSI will comfortably beat FaZe Temperrr. I mean, I think most people are going to suggest that, assume that FaZe Temperrr's got no chance against KSI. Or not no chance, but he's obviously less likely to be the one winning this. I mean, what do you think?
I agree with you. I see why you would say that. I mean, I think KSI is by far the easily the favorite between him against FaZe Temperrr. But nevertheless, I mean, even with boxing, anything can happen to anyone. Anything can happen to anyone. FaZe Temperrr could switch up on KSI because KSI isn't a great boxer at all. Like, and I'm saying this even amongst the YouTubers. I don't think he's that great. I don't think he's that great. And as for Slim judging moving his head, Slim doesn't move his head. He moves his hips. He moves his body. He doesn't move his head. He hasn't got head movement.
No. I saw head movement. I saw head movement. I did see head movement in the second round. There's a bit of head movement. There's a bit of head movement in there.
Head movement is if you move like you bob and weave.
He did. I saw
but no, he wasn't moving his head. He was moving his body like this, leaning underneath, swinging his body around as if he's doing the stretches and warm-ups. That's not moving. That's moving your body.
We can agree to disagree. I saw a bit of head movement, right? I mean, I'm trying to give him some praise, especially after the fact that you said it was a 1 out of 10 fight.
It was a 1 out of 10 fight. You tell me.
Obviously, I wouldn't pay to watch that fight. I'm in a way you would pay to watch the KSI fight more than the Slim fight. I mean, imagine paying £10 to watch the Slim fight. I mean, seriously. Why? Why would you do that? That wasn't. Yeah, I agree with you. It wasn't an exciting fight to watch.
Mo, bye, John. Bye,
the
Sam.
Salt Puppy fight was more interesting.
Oh yeah, easy.
Way
much
more
better.
interesting.
Much better.
But then, yeah, we'll see what the KSI fight is like. Is that a 4-rounder? Is it? Are these all
so.
4-rounders? Okay.
I think so. Mo.
Yeah.
Zanetti, when he threw a punch. You see in boxing, when you throw a punch, if you throw it and you miss, you bring it back, right? You jab, you bring it back. This guy punched, so he punched and he swung his arm back. Why? It's not like if you miss, you bring it back. This guy punch like he didn't even punch. He swung forward and backwards.
Yeah.
As if he's doing like cutting the grass or cutting the field, cutting some plants down some field.
Yeah, it was a bit unorthodox, to be honest. It's not a particularly technically gifted fight to watch, but look, it's entertainment. Somehow it fills the stadiums. People want to see it. These people are not boxers. They're DJs, they're YouTubers, music producers, fitness influencers, etc. So is what it is. And I feel like obviously if they weren't famous and celebrities, no one would watch this. but they're celebrities. People want to watch celebrities. For example, like, okay, what celebrities would you like to watch fight? Right, I'm sure you in your mind you've got someone that you'd love to see fight.
Well, okay, when you say celebrities, define celebrities.
Anyone. Let's just say anyone, right? Because obviously celebrity boxing predates this. Remember when Freddie Flintoff, the cricketer,
and Rio Ferdinand, and Sonny Bill Williams.
So these boys, and it predates this kind of YouTuber boxing situation.
I'd like to see Khabib versus McGregor in boxing, just for him to shut up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. But I mean they're already fighters, though. Can you give us
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Ronaldo versus Messi. No, I'm joking.
Ronaldo versus Messi in boxing.
No, it'll be too unfair.
What's unfair about that?
The weight difference is mad. It's crazy.
Yeah, but Salt Puppy and
you mean one celebrity versus one of these YouTube fighters?
No. I'm genuinely saying celebrity versus celebrity. As in, like,
okay. No, but I don't categorize these YouTubers as celebrities.
Forget Ronaldo, Messi. Then.
I would say.
Give me a good one.
Piers Morgan, Ben Shapiro.
That'd be a decent one. I mean, I don't think Piers is in
for the sake of the argument.
Yeah, Piers is not in the best league. I think he's a fair bit. I don't know. He's a fair bit older, isn't he, as well? Let's see. He has great abdominals though, Piers Morgan. So
No. I know.
7.
Either Piers Morgan. No. Between
Sure,
Piers
at least,
Morgan,
like 20 years
Alan
ago.
Sugar, and Donald Trump. A three-way.
Oh, you know what? That'd be decent. You know, Alan Sugar, Piers Morgan would be pretty hilarious. I'd pay to watch that.
Or
I'd pay to
Donald
watch
Trump
that.
versus Jeremy Clarkson.
Why those two?
Because they're physically big. Jeremy Clarkson punched up Piers Morgan once. He punched his face once. Over or years ago, over something that Piers
Clarkson's
Morgan.
quite tall as well, isn't he? He's like 6'5".
Can you imagine Donald Trump trying to like sell the fight? So Don, what do you think about the upcoming fight?
He doesn't need to.
It'd be the best fight ever for all time. I promise you, the best fight you've never seen before. So close, not even Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. Nobody else will ever come close. Best fight ever. Watch it.
I didn't know Trump is Irish. Oh, I didn't know.
That's not Irish.
That's an Irish accent. You just
It's not Irish accent.
You
No.
just said, oh, best fight ever.
Best fight ever of all time.
Bro, you sound Irish. You sound
No.
very Irish.
No.
I'm
not. That's not my intended Irish accent. So if it's come out as that, that's not at all. I don't know if Donald Trump originally Irish. No, I think he's got some European in him.
I think he's got Scottish
Polish
in him. No, I think
he's got Scottish in him.
Yes.
Actually, no. Do you know who I'd love to see in a celebrity boxing fight? Homer Simpson, Peter Griffin, full on duke it out. Duke it out.
Decent cartoon character crossover fight. It's not bad. Okay, I think the main fight is coming real soon. Looks like they're moving into it.
No, it's actual celebrities fight.
Do you know where they're fighting? Do you know which country?
The Oval Arena, I think it's somewhere in Wembley, if I'm not mistaken. I think the Oval Arena in Wembley, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Yeah, Oval Arena, Wembley.
Wembley Arena, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wembley Arena in London, which is, I think, nice. That's really, I mean, it's nice. Obviously, more fights in England, right? More fights in the UK. That's good.
I agree.
It's good for boxing generally, and you know we can say that last fight was a 1 out of 10, sure, but it's good for boxing. It is really good for boxing watching this because
it'll be funny if KSI loses this.
Well,
yeah.
There is a possibility. There's certainly a possibility that he loses. He's in incredibly good shape, though. He's obviously intensely interested in kind of sustaining some sort of legacy that he thinks he needs to sustain by winning every single fight that he takes here, and he has obviously got a bigger competitor waiting for him that he really wants to fight, which is obviously Jake Paul, and that would be an absolutely mega bucks fight, as we already know, right? I mean, they'll make.
I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize when I said that if Salt Papi and KSI fight, I take that back. I think KSI will beat Salt Papi easy. I think.
I mean, I agree. Although, I haven't seen KSI's chin tested. Have you? I don't know. I don't know if his chin's been tested before.
I think it was tested in the first.
Salt Papi punches. It looks like Salt Papi's punches actually carry a lot of power. So
it does, and I think that's going to be a Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz type of fight.
Yes,
I don't think it's going to be like
that. And how did that go? Right, as in it went both ways. Depends on who's luckier on the day in a way. I mean, you can make the argument that Anthony Joshua was, had a. What do they say? That he was like dazed in the first fight, or he maybe had a concussion or something. But
no, I think he had a. There's something happened to him before the fight, and even when we saw him walk in, we could tell that it was like something very. Yeah, he wasn't at all.
Yeah, but nevertheless, that obviously doesn't take away from Ruiz's victory there. I mean, and that was a legitimate victory. Wonderful.
Both of them.
Wonderful comeback, because obviously he got knocked down, didn't he? And then he
Yeah.
came back and knocked him down, and then took
Yeah.
over. So, well done to Ruiz. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
could go either way, but I agree with you. I'd probably give the odds are on KSI to win that fight if he fights Salt Papi.
I agree. I agreed.
So yeah, we're still waiting for this this fight to get underway. It's going to be obviously the main fight.
Who's this guy?
I don't. Oh, is that not? Why do I feel like? Let's see. I don't know. Do you know who he is?
He looks like Wesley Fofana trying to take up a mumble rap career. Look at his face. Does he not look like Wesley Fofana a bit?
Oh, wait. The guy that you said looked like Kieran Trippier. Are you talking about this guy?
Yeah, the guy in red.
Yeah. He looks like. I mean, from side view, I think it's also because of his hair. He's got like a short fade on the sides.
Yeah,
Kept it a bit longer on the top, and that reminds me of Kieran Trippier's look generally. So
look.
Yeah, so they're just chatting right now. So, what do you know about the FaZe clan?
Nothing. I think my brother he plays Fortnite.
Do you know what they are? Do you know what they are?
No, they just play games, right? Video games and stuff, like on the PC and PlayStation. No.
That is indeed correct.
I think my brother who's
they play games.
I think my brother who's 11 knows more about them.
Fair. They're an incredibly well known, I guess you could say, gaming clan.
Oh, I'm joking. I've heard of the name. I've heard of the name before, but I've never watched their videos.
I mean,
I always hear it.
I mean, Temperrr is obviously he's an actual legit esports player, right? So like he's been in competitions and all that kind of jazz. And so yeah. So and obviously FaZe clan is, in my opinion, FaZe clan is probably the most well known like gaming clan that exists. Like I don't know if you heard of any other gaming clans before.
Not really, no.
Like FaZe clan is probably like the most well known one that I've ever heard of. And yeah, I'm pretty sure they used to play. They play like Counter-Strike, right?
Was it only Counter-Strike or was it like Fortnite as well? I think they played Fortnite for a bit as well.
They probably play a bunch of stuff. Let's see. Esports. You can buy merch on their website. That's interesting. They got some Naruto merch. Do you know that on their website?
I've never watched a single episode of Naruto before.
Really?
Never.
Very interesting.
It's a cartoon, isn't it? No.
It's an anime. Yes.
So it's a cartoon.
It's a Japanese. Yeah, it's a Japanese cartoon. You could say that. It's actually finished now. Although there is a sequel called Boruto, which is not particularly Boruto. So it's a bit of a spoiler, right? But Naruto eventually has a son, right?
I thought it was like a little Mexican spin-off, like, and then for like burrito and Boruto. That's what I generally thought.
No, it's his son, so they try and follow his son around. But honestly, like, it gets a bit, in my opinion, it gets a bit boring at that point.
Do you know what I'm most upset about with all these cartoons and animes and shows ending? Pokemon, Ash and Pikachu, bro. That's my childhood. That's 25 years gone. What happens now?
Pokemon's over.
Yeah, so the Ash and Ash finally became the world master, world champion. He
really? Wow.
Yeah,
how long did it
in
take?
Japan, 25 years. So now they stop. Don't even mock him. Don't even mock Ash and Pikachu, bro. No limits. There are limits. There are limits. We can criticize political leaders. We can criticize sports stars. We can criticize celebrities, but don't ever criticize Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town, who woke up late. No, but honestly, I think because the episodes in Japan aired before, so they showed all of that stuff beforehand, and I think they're concluding with 11 episodes to air sometime this year. Sorry, I beg your pardon. So I think, yeah, at the end of that, so the Ash and Pikachu saga is going to be finished, but they're going to start a new sort of character, a new saga from there. Oh. What I'm saying is, 25 years gone down the drain. Now what? 25 years has been a lie. What happens now? Do I redo nursery? Do I redo reception? Year 1, year 2? What do I do?
There has to be an end. That's my view for everything. There's an end for everything. I remember watching Naruto, which I know you don't watch, but we kind of have a similarity here with you and your Pokemon thing, and me and my Naruto thing. But I always thought I wanted to, I had the view that I don't want to die before the end of this. I want to know what the end was.
I do. I do.
You don't want to know the end of the story? Who wants to never find out what happens in the end? Come on.
Okay, you don't have to end it completely. You could cut him out a bit or show other people, but have him as a recurring character. Don't cut him out completely. 25 years gone down the drain.
Wait. So this new sequel or whatever is completely different.
No Ash, no Pikachu, nothing. They're not there anymore. They're not there.
What happens in the end though? He becomes the champion. This is by the way, spoiler everyone. Pokemon spoiler right now.
No. This has already been released in Japan, by the way. This has already been released in Japan.
Yeah, but other people might not know what happens. I don't know what happens. So he becomes the champion. Does he settle down? Does Pikachu get married? Does what happens? What happens? Tell me. Does Pikachu die? Does he die? Like, as in, what happens? Does it end on a cliffhanger? Happily ever after?
He's made into a soup. A nice electric soup. No, I'm joking. He's stolen. He's brought over to the UK. Seeing as the energy crisis affecting us, we need as much electricity as possible.
Pikachu gets used for electric power. Tesla. What happens at the end of Pokemon
Pikachu engine.
Is that Tesla?
Elon Musk comes in. Oh, I just realized Elon Musk is actually the lead of Team Rocket.
Why? Because
tell me I'm wrong.
He wants to harness the electrical power of Pikachu.
Yes, that's why I told Jesse and James. That's why he tells Jesse and James to steal Pikachu. That's why we're always fixated on him. The future of energy.
That's a valid one. Pikachu is almost like when you predict the future in a weird way. I think Pokemon is actually a bit like that.
That's Simpsons.
It's like a metaphor for no. I'm talking about Pokemon. It's like a metaphor for the energy crisis and global warming and the environmental catastrophe that may happen if we don't harness electrical energy. And Ash Ketchum is a right-wing fanatic who is using electrical energy in the wrong way.
Actually, no. To be fair, if anything, Ash would be a liberal. He wouldn't be a right-wing.
Why? Because of the way he wears his hat.
No, I think he's more. I think Ash would be left to central or left central.
Interesting.
I don't.
Centre
left. Yeah.
Ash Ketchum for the Labour Party.
Pallet Town, the constituents.
Oh goodness.
Gary, his cousin, would be a right wing. But anyways, bro, 25 years down the drain. I don't know what.
Brock would be like
Jeremy Corbyn.
Wow, really? Okay, Brock would be.
I'm joking. The Rock would be. The Rock would be one of those neutral people.
Not The Rock.
Oh, Brock. Sorry. Brock would be Onyx with the little
The Rock.
Lisa Simpson hair.
What?
His hair's like Lisa Simpson. Look, you remember Lisa Simpson from The Simpsons haircut?
You mean Brock with the hair like Lisa Simpson?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, yeah, I thought you said Onyx, the Pokemon, has hair like Lisa Simpson. I was thinking this guy knows nothing about Pokemon.
How dare you? I know Pokemon's just my thing, man. God knows how many Pokemon games. I got so many Pokemon cards up on my. I started collecting them a couple of years back. It's just nostalgic. And to be honest, if I was to sell them, I'd make a profit. That's if I was to sell it.
Well, go for it, man. I gave all mine away. Mine.
Is there a way for you to get them back?
They were absolute OG ones. Now I gave it to my my cousin's son. So I gave it to the youngsters in the family line, and hopefully they will retain it. But they were OG cards, man. From back when like
Wizards of the Coast, the 90s.
You know what I mean? Like we're pre-2000 cards. You know what I
The
mean?
Wizards
So,
of the Coast. Yeah. Do you know how much those packs go for now? Just the booster packs, hundreds, if not thousands of pounds. The decks for like thousands
the
sealed.
thing is, I don't have the sealed cards. It was all opened, right? So second hand.
Yeah.
But I understand why the boosters with are so cool though, because number one, you obviously get like minted cards. They're all fresh, and also it's the fun of opening it. Do you know what I mean? It's always the fun of opening something and not knowing what you'll get is an experience in and of itself.
Yep.
So anyway, we've got Buffer in the center of the ring now, and he is he's going to announce these fighters as we move on to the main fight. And by the way, you know, Buffer, obviously his brother is a big announcer in the UFC.
Yeah.
And apparently they did not know each other, as in they didn't grow up together or something. As in, like, they're like long lost brothers or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. They didn't know each other.
This is Bruce Buffer. On. The other one's Michael Buffer, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's correct. I'm just gonna check now. Yeah, there's like a brother story there where they just didn't know. They're half brothers. They met each other for the first time in 1989 when they were adults. As surprising as it may sound, Bruce accidentally stumbled upon his half brother after watching him on television. So he didn't even know until he saw him on TV. Crazy, right? And they're both obviously famous. One. Yeah, both famous for announcing all these fights. It's pretty cool. So it looks like Temperrr's just entered the ring, and he's wearing some pretty interesting.
Isn't that the Naruto headband thing?
Yeah, it looks like he was wearing like some ninja type costume. He did look like he had a headband on as well.
Looks like a sushi chef.
Well, you could say that. But I think you'd probably call it a hitai ate, or a forehead protector. For those of you interested in that. Well, KSI walking through now.
The greatest fight of all time.
Pretty nice robe. It's pretty nice. Nice balance to colours there. His brother Deji in the crowd, looking very proud.
I see what you did there.
I think KSI is currently. I don't have the sound on, but I'm pretty sure he's probably singing to one of his own songs. I would expect him to do that. Is it Not Over Yet, or is it some other song? Let's see.
I can hear it because I've got I'm like listening to it as well for my AirPods.
Yeah, maybe he isn't playing one of his own songs. I would imagine. Is he? Do you think you can hear his voice?
I think. Hold on, wait. Yeah, the song is a bit amateurish.
Oh goodness. All right, K-Side's in the ring now as well. We've got a fight coming real soon. Predictions.
KSI to win within 2 rounds at the max.
Really? KO, TKO? Interesting. Okay. I'm going to say KSI. And I'm going to say late rounds. I'm going to say 3-4, which is hilarious, by the way, calling round 3 or 4 late rounds. But I'm going to say KSI late rounds. TKO, KO. I don't think it will go the distance. You know, I feel like he carries enough power. Because if you think about it, did FaZe Temperrr not get dropped by Slim? He got dropped, right? So he obviously
he got knocked out. Yeah.
Yeah. So his chin is. I'm not gonna now make a claim that his chin is therefore suspect, etc. But it means that he can get knocked down, right?
Yeah.
And that means that he is obviously susceptible to getting knocked down. So it's not implausible for KSI to be the one to deliver that. So I think it's more likely that this fight is not going to go the distance, the long 4-round distance. Currently got some anthems getting sung right now before these fighters go in. But United States.
FaZe Temperrr is Brazilian, no? Or does he live in the US? Maybe that's why they sing the US anthem.
That's
He's
a good
Brazilian.
question, and
His
I'm
name's
just
something Oliveira.
gonna consult our research team right now on what his background actually is. So he is Brazilian. Yeah,
He
he's
lives in the
Brazilian.
US.
And I'm sure he lives in the US, and that's probably why the US anthem is being sung. I don't know where where's the Brazilian flag, or maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
No, but his top when he was training, he had the Brazilian top or Brazilian training kit.
Yeah, I mean, it does. He is of Brazilian origin, but I think he's like an American though.
Oh,
It's like Brazilian American. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So therefore, he
Fair enough.
probably feels a closer affinity, I assume, to America. And KSI is singing the British, our UK, national anthem right now.
I want to hear what they say now.
Well, they're going to say the King, aren't they?
Yeah. You hear it?
Yeah. Wow, KSI is really going at it with the anthem. I appreciate that.
Yeah, they've changed it. I mean, I remember they did the World Cup. It's just weird to hear it now. So from Queen to King.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously because the Queen was around for so for it was the monarch for such a long time, and then obviously the mother, so therefore it was still her instead of him, and so on. So yes, absolutely. But it is interesting how that works. A lot of things obviously get changed due to the fact that we have a king now. So obviously anthem, and then the coins, and then all the notes and the references to HMRC, etc., all that kind of stuff.
His Majesty. HMRC will still be the same, no? His Majesty.
Yes, instead of Her Majesty. It used to be Her Majesty.
Yeah, it's HMRC.
Now it's His Majesty.
And I know in law, instead of Queen's Council, they call it KC now, King's Council.
Yeah, exactly. Precisely.
They changed it overnight.
Yeah.
Like that. It's very weird. Like, it's one of those things we know it's going to happen. See, he's got the Brazilian flag.
Yeah, he's got the Brazilian flag there. I don't know why they don't sing the Brazilian national anthem though.
Maybe he just wanted to pick the US one. But if he himself opted for the American anthem, then.
And to be fair, KSI is not playing the Nigerian national anthem, is he? So in a way, it works, right? I mean, if I was in their place, I would play the UK national anthem as well. To be fair, I'm British, so it makes sense.
I play both.
You just play two anthems back to back. Not bad.
As people say, I changed my football teams before, so I have no shit. No, I'm joking.
Right, so this fight is gonna get underway soon. Have you actually changed your football team before?
No, I supported Chelsea up until for like 25 odd years. Had enough of how the club was going, so I changed to another team.
So for 25 years.
Yeah, I went to my first game for John Terry's first appearance. I was there before the Abramovich era. Way before that.
25 years. Well, that would suggest that you were a Chelsea fan when you were like 3.
I went to my first game just before my 3rd birthday. Chelsea, Real Betis, I think it was European Cup Winners' Cup 2-2.
Who do you support now? Sorry.
Liverpool.
Oh, okay.
For 2 reasons. I've always supported Salah. I predicted Salah's rise. When he first signed for Chelsea, I said in 4 years he will win the Ballon d'Or. Granted, he didn't, and it was that season, his first breakthrough season in England with Liverpool. That in my opinion, he was robbed. I predicted his rise. I've got the Chelsea long sleeve top with Salah somewhere in the cupboard there, in the drawers there. I just don't like how Chelsea run as a football club. I think they're run as a business more than an actual football club. And ultimately, to me, football is a sport, like first and foremost. But they treated it as a business more than anything. I didn't appreciate that. And when people told me, "Oh, Chelsea's destroyed football at first with money and Abramovich," I used to dismiss it. But now, as the years went on, I thought to myself, that's actually like true, and I saw it more and more.
Both fighters about to get into the center of the ring now. Fight's about to start. I don't know where you are on this.
KSI just tapped his chest.
Oh, do you want me to pause? What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Because, yeah? Okay, fine. I'll pause. Let me know when you get to the point where they touch gloves.
Okay. So they're in the
I'm
center of the ring now.
literally at that point.
Okay, they're in the center of the ring. Ref speak to them.
Yeah. KSI is looking quite
Yeah. They touch now.
Go. Okay. Okay. Here we go. All right. Fight is underway. We're gonna
Let's go. Let's go.
want to see fight, right? We want to see a fight. Okay.
Guys, if you're watching, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Let us know in the comments who you think's gonna win. What are your views on the fight? Your take on the fight? Oh, 6 rounds. Fair enough.
Okay, fine. All right. Well, Temperrr KSI 6-round fight. Let's go. KSI quick off his feet. Already taking an aggressive position right now in this first round. Ooh, okay. Well, try to uppercut and a hook. I don't think particularly effective, and then both fighters on the clinch. Coming out of the clinch now.
I like KSI's gloves, to be honest. The pink red design. I've never seen it. I think it looks pretty slick.
I agree. It looks quite nice, to be fair. Yeah, Temperrr just keeping his left hand up. Decent decision there. Obviously, ready to block any punches. Both fighters again on the clinch. KSI looks real quick, to be fair.
Yeah, he looks far more in control of this.
Yeah.
KSI is winning this fight.
Temperrr trying to throw himself and doesn't connect, and both fighters on the clinch again. I think KSI could do with maybe relaxing a bit. He looks a bit too. Although he's quick, when if you go into a fight too quickly without warming up, you get a lot of kind of uncontrolled energy that you don't flow as much as a boxer. Do you know what I mean? Because you've gone into it too hard, too quick.
Yeah, I agree.
But he obviously wants to probably make a point here and knock him out real early on. I assume KSI. You can clearly tell there is obviously a Temperrr reach height advantage, and therefore I assume a reach advantage as well, by maybe an inch or so, maybe 2-3. Again, both fighters on the clinch. I think maybe most success so far has been by KSI. I think he's connected a few punches here and there, but nothing
he's
too
more in control of
significant.
Do you know one thing I've noticed though already? About 2 minutes in,
Oh snap! Whoa, that left hand, that straight left hand, and Temperrr on the floor, and it's over. It's over. The referee's waved it off. That was the fastest, one of the fastest knockouts. Well, you're right there once again. Congratulations, 1 or 2 round knockout. I mean, literally within 40 seconds, it's over. Wow.
I was about to say as well. I was about to tell you
a quick ending to that fight.
I was about to tell you
some of the comments. Alistair working on. Sorry, we already seen this. When do they fight? The fight's over. Fight is over. KSI wins by TKO technically because the referee waved it off, not KO, right? TKO round 1 within about 50 seconds. Go ahead, Ali.
I told you 2 things. I told you that. Sorry, I was about to say, even though KSI was in control, when FaZe Temperrr would throw a couple of quick combinations, like a couple of jabs, and go in, KSI wouldn't like it. He always kind of pushed his head back. But I told you, I predicted it, I called it. 1 to 2 rounds. That's it.
It's just. I mean, I also thought KSI would win by a knockout or TKO, but I thought later on. But it's way too easy of a fight to the extent where you almost think it was a mismatch.
Yep.
It's
called Misfits for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, a ridiculously easy win, and in a way, unfortunately, maybe a little embarrassing for Temperrr there, to be honest, to get slept that soon.
He looks like Dylan Dennis a bit.
To be honest, he does. I really don't think. I mean, look, Temperrr can do what he wants, but I wouldn't. If I was Temperrr, I would suggest he doesn't box, because this is the second time he's got slept on. Like he's been slept, and I think he needs to care about his health as well. Like you don't want to be taking those heavy punches like that and hitting your
Yep.
your head getting bounced on the canvas. Like he doesn't have to do that. Do you know what I mean?
I think he needs to fight fighters of his level, so like the Fusi
Yeah.
Tubes,
Quick
the
1-2,
maybe the
sharp right,
Slims again.
followed by a left hook.
Yep.
Sharp right, left hook. That's it. He's out. Wow, quick one. What a quick fight. Super quick fight. I mean, I hope the crowd are happy with that, because like, for what they're paying for, etc. I mean, they got to see some really good knockouts, to be fair. But like, when a fight is over too quickly, it's almost like not enjoyable, but it's still obviously very exciting. But like, it's like you don't even get to see more than like 50 seconds worth. However, obviously Tyson fights, people loved watching that. People loved watching that. They want to see someone get knocked down in about 50, 30 seconds. So, well done KSI. It was a very convincing victory there. I mean, super easy. And the guy's hardly worked up a sweat.
Last year I went to see the Sidemen charity game. My friends had some tickets to it. They told me, "Do you want to come down?" I said, "Go on, day out. May as well see what it's about." It was so packed, and when I saw Deji and KSI, Deji looked a lot bigger than KSI. So much physically bigger than KSI.
Yeah.
Twizzy just said he just got knocked out. Just letting you know. Yeah, we watched it. We saw it.
I think
Temperrr got folded easy.
I think Twizzy's letting other people know in the comments. So thanks, Twizzy. Yeah, Temperrr got absolutely folded. Go ahead, Ali.
Yeah, as Deji is a lot bigger than KSI. It's significantly bigger than KSI. And I think who would win if they were to fight each other?
They would never do it. But to entertain the hypothetical, I think KSI would.
You think
so?
So?
I think he trains more. He's definitely way more, he's much more skilled in that he's received a lot more training, and he wants it way more, in my opinion. I think Deji's got a very calm demeanor. Not to say he's lazy, but I don't think Deji has had the level of training and hours put into it as KSI has. That's why I would say KSI would win.
If anything, I think Deji has fought more times than KSI. It's like the Paul brothers. Logan Paul was the first one to do it, but Jake Paul just did more and he took it to the next level. And I think Deji is. I think he needs to fight maybe one or two more fighters for getting a potential rematch from Think.
Deji's fought Mayweather, man. He's
Gave him a black eye, didn't
he? He's fought Mayweather, so I think he's good, man. He's good at this point. I'm sure maybe Deji will fight again, probably. But those those brothers will never fight. They will never fight. It's really bad for the family. It's why brothers don't fight. Brothers don't fight. Like I don't think I'll ever see, and correct me if I'm mistaken, I don't think I'll ever see a Huey Fury Tyson Fury fight ever, because they'll
probably train with each other and sparring.
Yeah. Family does not fight. It's not appropriate.
That's true.
These Smith brothers, they're not gonna fight each
other.
Yeah. It's not.
Trying to think, have there been times where brothers have fought each other?
I can't think of any at the top of my head right now.
The closest thing I can remember is when Mayweather Senior trained Oscar De La Hoya, and I think Ricky Hatton as well for a bit.
Yeah, I've seen some of that maybe, but yeah, brothers will never fight. So, and I don't think people want to see that. It'll get bad for the family and all those issues. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Definitely no, especially not on such a big stage. It's just not appropriate.
I agree. That's a good way to go about it. Say actually.
Easy W for KSI. Yeah, I mean, bring on the next opponent. I mean, I don't think I've seen KSI tested yet, like properly. I think maybe his hardest ever fight was his fight with
Logan Paul.
Logan. Yeah,
Yeah,
Logan.
I agree.
And
The
at
second
that
fight,
time,
especially.
he was rusty because obviously he hadn't had the level of training that he's had now. You
Yeah.
know, this KSI now would have easily beaten Logan,
Oh, yeah.
or more
for sure.
comfortably beaten Logan. So you know, let's see him fight someone else now, who's more of a challenge. And you know, would I pay to watch KSI fight Jake? Yeah, I probably would. It'd be entertaining to watch, and I think that's probably the pinnacle of YouTube boxing at this stage.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Easy.
Because that's
Easy.
the equivalent of McGregor Mayweather. You know, like even as the crossover, but that's the equivalent of a McGregor Mayweather.
For
You know what I
hype,
mean?
for the hype.
Or,
Yes.
or
Yes.
Pacquiao Mayweather. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's the top. It's the top level people. Is that Derek? Derek
Yeah.
Chisora.
Yeah.
Derek Chisora in there, just congratulating KSI. And again, nice to see more crossovers, right? Professional boxers,
Yeah.
YouTube boxers. Like, it's good for boxing. This is good for boxing. Once again, good for British boxing. You know, the
It's
Brit
good. I agree with you, but the problem, it only becomes a problem when these YouTubers start to assume and generally think that they are professional boxers. To me, you're not, and to me, it's also a huge disrespect to the other genuine boxers out there who cannot sell tickets, who struggle to sell tickets because they don't have the hype. It's like saying, for example, I mean, mashallah, you're a qualified lawyer. Imagine a YouTuber comes along and says, you know what, no, I'm popular enough, I want to become a lawyer. And suddenly they're the one getting the deals, they're the one getting this, they're the one getting that. Does that make sense? You'll be thinking to yourself, no, hold on, I don't care about your views. I'm the one who's actually trained, I'm the one who spent all that time, all that effort, all those years, all those hours perfecting my craft and being qualified. So similarly with boxers, sometimes a lot of these boxers, they have nothing in their lives going apart from boxing, yet they still struggle to sell tickets. They've got families to feed.
That's
Suddenly
true.
they can't sell the fights, but all of a sudden Mr. KSI or whoever else, just
Yeah.
because they have the views, they can. It's like a huge slap in the face to them, a huge slap, and that's where the problem is. But I agree with you that they are most certainly bringing new viewers, a new new viewership, a new market into the sport. But they need to know the fight. They need to know the lines and stay within their limits, stay within their lane, stay in your lane. Don't cross over because then it's gonna get poisonous.
That's a valid point. Just listen to this KSI interview now, the post-fight interview, and then we'll close up.
Yeah.
Let's see what he has to say. Just a reminder that FaZe got only 12 days notice for this fight, this specific fight.
I'm sure the money he's receiving will be good enough to cover it, to cover that. I love the way he talks. It's actually fun.
He's very confident in his ability, and obviously, he's just saying that he's on a different level. Yeah, of course he is. Against, in terms of temper, yeah. Who's he
Woodley.
calling out?
Woodley. Joe Fournier, Woodley.
Woodley? Why Woodley? Who's this guy? Oh,
Name rings a bell.
Fournier. Who's the hell is this guy?
Joe Fournier. The name rings a bell, man.
Can I just say, Joe Fournier just said, London, who wants to see him fight a real boxer? And with respect, I am not fully aware of Fournier. So Fournier, let's see, 39 years old, 10 fights, 9 wins, 0 losses. Okay. Interesting.
Oh yeah, I remember him. He's the one who fought David Hay. There was controversy about David Hay fighting one of his teammates.
He actually fought David Hay. That's mad.
In an exhibition charity game.
To be fair,
He's
that
a
is
businessman.
proper... Oh yeah, fine. Fournier is a little old though, isn't he? He's 39. But sure, why not? He's rejecting the slim. I don't think KSI wants a slim fight though. I
Yeah,
think he wants
he's
to
miles
fight.
above slim.
I think he's keen on fighting Joe Fournier.
It wouldn't make sense. You would fight Slim over Fournier. Slim's more
Yeah, I agree.
established.
And
Well,
also,
the
Slim
Slim's
is
no.
good for undercards. Just throw him on another undercard. Do you know what I mean?
I think if Slim, but to be honest, Slim needs maybe one more fight before he fights the Jake Paul or the KSI. So if that makes sense, maybe fight Deji. See how Deji works.
Slim v Deji, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, but Deji will have him done.
Really interesting. I mean, to be honest, Deji did impress me when he fought Logan. Sorry, when he fought Jake. I think they're actually going to set. They look like they're quite keen on setting up a Joe Fournier KSI fight. So we'll have to look into Joe Fournier. But man's 39, 6 foot, slightly taller than KSI. Then he's
He's a businessman,
10,
bro.
10
Like,
fights, 9 wins. Yeah, but he's had a boxing career to some extent. You know, he was. Let's see. He's a businessman. Yeah, you're right. He is obviously a businessman, invested in nightclubs.
Bro, you're a 40-something-year-old man. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Stuff like this.
Yeah. Who did he fight though? So he fought people that I've not heard of, and then his last opponent was a guy called Raycon. Wait, he was a performer in Colombia. He's a musician. His last fight was against a musician in 2021. Which is probably obviously the fact that he's been doing some celebrity fights. Fine. So it looks like he's
Fournier comes from a very privileged background as well.
Okay, interesting. Well, Fournier looks like he had some professional fights. I don't know if I can call them professional fights, but it looked like he had some actual fights in 2015 and 2016. So 7 to 8 years ago. Since then, he fought in April 2021 against a Colombian singer and then fought David Hay in September 2021. So, if you're interested in knowing more about Fournier, best bet is probably just watch his fight against David Hay. Probably give you a decent understanding of how decent Fournier is, because David Hay, even if it's an exhibition fight, it's probably decent to watch that because he's obviously a good opponent, David Hay.
David Hay's another guy who's bigger than he looks.
Really?
David Hay's bigger than he looks.
Yeah, he looks quite compact when you watch him on the.
No, I went to see my friend fight on one of his David Hay shows in York Hall quite a few years back, maybe 5-ish years, 4.5, 5 years ago, and David Hay was literally right in front of me, and you could tell that he's a lot bigger than he looks. He looks very well after himself as well.
Let's see what Fournier is saying now in this post-fight interview situation. Fournier and KSI already having a face-off.
Oh yes.
Fournier wants that money, man. He wants that payday.
He doesn't want that payday. He wants the marketing for his businesses.
That's what he wants. Payday.
He doesn't need the money for that. He doesn't need the money for that.
Yeah, but if he wants marketing for his business, it's obviously to make money, isn't it? Like he obviously wants some type of monetary gain from this. So yeah, I'm sure he's trying to make some sort of money. It looks like KSI's gonna fight Fournier. Fine. I mean, I don't.
40-something-year-old man. How is he behaving like that? I don't understand it.
I agree. That's a bit weird. In that, like, I'm sorry, but Fournier is a bit too old to be fighting KSI. Like, the age gap is too big. Like, we know that obviously in professional boxing, you can get some very good boxers who are still a bit older. Case in point, Joe Joyce. However, Fournier is not Joe Joyce. like Fournier is a guy who last had a proper fight in 2016, like a professional. It looks like a professional
Yeah.
fight. You know, if you
Yeah.
go on BoxRec, 2016, right? Let's see. Agree. Okay, I'm just gonna look at BoxRec right now. Do some further due diligence on this guy, right? 2016. Okay. It looks like he had a fight as well in 2021.
Bryson, old man.
Which is a debut fight actually. Yeah, for Raycon. Like again, like a singer, but whatever. Now, you know what's interesting? Okay, if you look at his his earlier fights, he fought a guy in 2015. Okay,
Yeah.
this guy's record that he beat,
Yeah.
2 wins, 29 losses.
To be honest, I can't be surprised from that because that's something that professional fighters do when they have a
Yeah,
fight
they
for the
just
first time against a journeyman.
they just beat they just beat people who don't have proper records. Another guy, 2016, the guy had 1 win, 11 losses. Another guy in 2016, he fought 0 wins, 13 losses. Another person in late 2016, 1 win, 11 losses. And the guy's obviously never fought anyone of actual like a proper boxer. So no, I'm not gonna say
Yep.
proper boxer. I don't know, right? It's still dangerous putting yourself in the ring, but he's never fought anyone who is actually a recognized fighter.
Yep, I
other
agree.
than
I agree.
David Hay in the context of like a in the context of like an exhibition type fight. Okay, so I mean maybe look at his fight against David Hay. The guy's a bit too old. He's obviously an inactive boxer. Now for him to say, "Would you like to see him fight a proper boxer?" is a bit of marketing there. Because let's be
Yep.
honest, you know, are you really a proper boxer today? Probably not. You know, you're retired. You should say what you really should be saying if you're Fournier and if you want to be truthful is, would you like to see him fight a retired retired boxer who had a decent amount of fights in 2016 against people who didn't have good records? That's what you should say.
We should, but it's never going to happen. They're always going to try big it up.
Exactly.
So you got someone.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they'll do. But anyway, I mean, I think we'll start wrapping it up. Actually, wait, we're getting some comments.
Yeah, Jamari Abbas said.
Sorry.
No problem. Salt Pappy. Jaden Uzo said Salt Pappy sucks. That's another fight we could have. Jamari Abbas versus Jaden Uzo in the YouTube comments. Jamari then said KSI versus Salt Pappy. Salt Pappy only wins because his opponents are that.
To be honest, Salt Pappy's opponent actually looked difficult.
Yeah.
So I give credit to Salt Pappy here. You know, he's not only is he someone who's quite charismatic and actually like, you know, I enjoy watching his antics, and he's obviously, you know, he's quite a funny guy in my opinion. It's nice watching him fight actually because he does surprise you, and I was really shocked when I saw him deliver that knockout blow. So I'd love to see Salt Pappy again. Like in the next KSI fight, I would like to see Salt Pappy on the undercard. I'd like to see Slim again on the undercard.
Yeah.
Right? I'd like to see Deji. Throw him on the undercard. I'd love to see that. And then other people I'm not really sure about, but I'd love to see those people at least on the undercard again.
That'll be a very good undercard. That'll be very interesting. It'll be good to see, and it'll be a very good undercard for the YouTube, for the YouTuber boxing sort of scene.
Yeah, I'd also like to see. I don't know if you know him. He's obviously gained a lot of traction lately. I Show Speed.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see him on there, man.
But
in a
light.
boxing context.
He's much lighter than you, and you're light.
He's quite a tiny. I think he's got quite a tiny build, doesn't he? In that, no, not that he's.
But he's very funny.
He's athletically, very, you know, he's very athletic. However, what I meant to say was that I don't think he's particularly like big in terms of like size wise. I think he's more like a lightweight type of. He'd be a lightweight fighter. He's like 1.7. He's 1.72 meters, right? According to Google, which is 5'6". It's quite a small build, right? So then I show speed, weight. I'm just gonna get an idea of what his weight is, right? So like, I mean, I don't know if anyone 65 kg, 143 pounds actually. So actually, you know, that would fit him in kind of like welterweight, light welterweight type of situation.
How much does he weigh again?
Or just a welterweight situation. Sorry, I think around like 143. So you'd be like around the 147 mark, right? So like he'd be like a welterweight fighter, which is obviously now KSI is not fighting at a how much is KSI coming into these fights?
He's
at,
probably
right?
he's probably a heavyweight maybe or
190.
cruiserweight. 190. So that
comes
is
in. It comes in around the 190 mark, right? 180 to 190. He weighed 180 in his I think in his August fight.
he's probably heavyweight then. He's probably heavyweight. By professional weight standards, it should be maybe heavyweight.
Right. So that obviously completely rules out. I mean, you never see, for example, ISHO Speed versus KSI, but I'd like to see ISHO Speed maybe on an undercard if he wants to get into YouTube boxing, because again, he's one of the people that would be quite entertaining in my opinion.
Yeah, he would definitely bring a lot of viewers to the even more a hell of a lot more viewers in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Jaden says Deji versus Salt Papi. Yeah, I'd watch that. I think they're probably the same size, potentially, in terms of height and like in terms of the ability to make a weight.
In terms of weight, yes. In terms of height, different height. A hell of a lot different height. Deji's quite tall as well. Deji's not short, so it'll be maybe me that I catch weight. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, Jamiro says thank you, watching from the Philippines. I love you guys, and God bless. Thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you.
Jada says KSI is going to beat every person he fights. Nobody will take him out. He's just the king. He's potentially the greatest of all time. Potentially GOAT status discussion to be had after his next few fights. KSI. you said it yourself once that he was the oat. He was the type of oat, some type of all time, some type of greatest of all time.
What's O got to do with all time great? And yeah, I said that as a joke. I thought you meant. For a second, I genuinely thought you meant it as a.
I'm joking as well. I'm joking.
You're trying to okay, fair enough.
But he might be the YouTuber boxing GOAT potentially. He still can retain that status.
Yeah, between him and Jake Paul for sure, though.
Certainly, none of these fighters will ever, in my opinion, and in yours as well, I assume, will ever get to world champion status. But you know, from a YouTube point of view, who knows?
Agreed.
But yeah, I think we're gonna. I don't know if you want to read anything else in terms of the comments we've been getting. But
I'll just read one last comment by Jaden Uzo. The only time KSI will lose is if he goes in professional boxing. Agreed. Unless he fights Jake Paul or Logan Paul in a YouTuber thing, because they're both like all three people are just as big as each other. So it's hard to say who's going to be their home favorite, who's not. But yeah, that's just that's my 2 pence on matters and my take on things. So yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else to add to that, to be honest.
Fab. Well then, thank you very much for tuning into this one. It was fun, exciting. It was good chats in between. A bit more relaxed than our usual commentary, given the nature of this type of event. Appreciate your comments that came through and your viewing of this live stream. As Ali says, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Help it grow. We will see you on the next. Was it Misfits? Right? We'll see you on the next Misfits.
Yeah.
Fighting event. We'll be sure to cover it. Thank you so much for your kind comments. Oh god, thank you for your kind comments and baits. We appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Hold on.
Take care. Bye.